turtle. I like turtle. I like turtle. I like turtle.
All right. I guess the audio wasn't working there. I don't know what is happening with that. Could you guys really not hear that whole thing? I'm like fucking around with the lights here too. I don't know what's happening. Can you guys see me all right? I don't know what's with the shadow here. This is new. I don't like the whole, what the hell's happened to my head? Where'd it go? What the fuck? Okay. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm still fucking around with this thing. But anyway, I don't know why the volume doesn't come up. I have no fucking clue why that's happening, but you did hear the last 10 seconds of the song? Yeah, whatever. All right. Anyway, guys, welcome to the live show. As usual, this episode is brought to you by Turtle Rider. So if you guys would like to donate, any and all donations during the show, if you put a comment with it, I will read off that comment. Doesn't matter how inappropriate it is, how sexually suggestive it is. If you want to give a shout out to, your dog, your homie, your baby mama, whoever, throw it out there. I'll read it off as long as I'm allowed to do it and no court order is stopping me. Man, this fucking lighting is awful, huh? Like, why does my face look so dark? That's an awful thing, huh? Like, can I do like this? Hold on. Let me fuck around with let me fuck around with the cam mic here. Can you guys see if this is any better? Can we just fuck around with this real quick? Green screen. All right. What does this do? Oh, that makes it worse. How about if I move? No, we don't want that. How about if I move the light down here? What happens then? I move that one there. What the hell? And then I move this one down here. Does that work? Is that better? Then the eyes again. What's up with the eyes? Okay, I'm going with that. That's just a little less distracting. And, oh, God, the eye thing is fucking weird. I don't know what's happening. Half my face is gone. I don't know, guys. The blue screen does not work as well as the green. And the problem is I have too much green shit that I own, so I have to go with the blue. But anyway, let's just get right to it, shall we? Let's talk about the first thing. So first thing, man, that's fucking distracting, huh? That is really distracting because you can see the computer screen in my eyes. And I think, like when I go like that, you can see the computer screen, right? What if I'm like this? Or this? Or this? No, that doesn't work. Or this? Nope. All right, whatever. Fuck it. We're just going to do it. All right. Well, come on. Give me a fucking break with the eyes. What the fuck is happening right now? Why do you see through this? That good? Sit closer. When I sit closer, that's what happens. You don't want to sit closer. Anyway, let's just get to it and fuck it. If it's like that, it's like that. All right. So one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, a story that I got sent to me like 3 months ago, but I never got around to working on it. I got a lot of stories like that in the inbox. It's been kind of slow around here lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I haven't been able to put as much content out lately. Quite frankly, this hasn't been that much good. I mean, I could write a bunch of filler blogs all day, but I'm looking for good stories to write about, and there hasn't been a lot of good stuff. And I want to save some of the stuff that we've already covered this week for the live show on Saturday. So I want to get to a story because my inbox is filled with stories that I never got to. And some of them are like really good. So I want to give people a reason to watch the live show, incentivize the live show, as opposed to just, reading the blogs, because I want to give you content that nobody else is getting. And I want to give it to you first. So we're going to talk about tonight a teacher out of Boston by the name of Nino Brown, who is an extremely controversial character. Let me bring this up. What do we see here? No, that's not the one I want. This one. All right. Does that come up? Okay, cool. We see it. All right. Let me make it on the big screen. Boom. So this gentleman's name is Nino Brown. He teaches 5th grade in Dorchester. He's been a Boston Public Schools employee since 2017. He also goes by Clayton Brown. Clayton Nino Brown is what he's known as. So let me just show you this interview here to show you what this guy is all about.
It's The Real News. I'm Ben Norton. I'm joined by Nino Brown.
Not sure how real this news is, by the way. I can't confirm. Can I blow this up?
Who is a teacher and an organizer in the Boston area. He's an organizer with the Answer Coalition and also with the Boston
What's
Teachers
this guy
Union.
think? Chester A. Arthur?
And Nino teaches fifth grade. This past March, Nino was a speaker at the Boston March for Our Lives, and his speech was unique because unlike any of the other speakers, Nino drew together two important points: the relation between not just gun violence, but also U.S. militarism. Here's a clip of the speech.
Arming teachers and adding more police to our school will not create more security. It will only reinforce the already existing criminalization of our youth and the militarization of our schools.
Oh, fuck off.
In this country, we invest more in arms and tools of oppression and war rather than expression and human development. And as the old saying goes, they got money for war, but they can't feed the poor, right?
So basically, this guy's another Monica Candy Grant.
People in Sacramento are out here demonstrating in the thousands, for our brother Stephen Zoe Clark, who is a father, who is a brother, who was shot 20 times. Because if we want to talk about gun violence, let's go there. Let's talk about the 1,000 people that are killed every year by the police, right?
Oh, yeah. So anyway, this is what this guy's all about.
The U.S. is totally on another planet when it comes to gun violence.
Crap.
The rates of gun violence here have few parallels in the rest of the world. So we're going to talk about...
So let's watch another video of him real quick before I show you the good stuff. Here's a video of him.
Fifth grade teacher. And on April 25th, I'm going to be joining up with the and many others.
So he wants to cancel the rent.
To have a car protest demanding that the United States government cancel the rents and mortgage payments for millions of working people all over this country. The United States has 22 million people who just applied for unemployment in just 1 month. We had 570,000 people who applied for unemployment just this month in Massachusetts. The government continues to bail out Wall Street, continues to bail out these large multi-million and multi-billion-dollar financial institutions, right? While the people continue to suffer and plunge deeper into poverty. And it's completely unacceptable. In the richest country on the earth, we have the money, we have the resources to take care of everyone, to subsidize.
Blah, blah, blah. Notice in the background, there's a goddamn Castro book, it looks like. What are some other books in there? There's one by Che Guevara, all this stuff. So this is obviously, this guy teaches fifth grade in Boston, but it gets worse. So this is, he's like Monica Candy Grant, except you've probably never heard of him before. Very underreported, this guy, but he has been making the rounds. And I want to show you this speech that he made in July during the heart of the, Black Lives Matter bullshit that was happening over the summer, which everybody seems to have forgotten about. And check out this speech because it's outrageous.
All right, so we're going to start with a chant. I apologize if there are children around. Goes, fuck your police state, America was never great. 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 Right, and that's the same thing for so-called Israel, that parasitic entity. So those are the words of Brother Kazi Ture.
Okay, so fuck your police state, America was never great. Fifth grade teacher, by the way, so his kids can see this. And he also called Israel a parasitic state. So Israel, if you're not familiar, is kind of like our guy in the Middle East, one of our lone allies, and they're Jewish. I'm not sure if you're familiar. It's a Jewish country. It was it used to be Jewish back in the day. Then it got taken over by Muslim people. They won it fair and square in wars. And after the Holocaust, basically Jews needed a place to go. So a lot of them started going back to Israel. And we call that Zionism, the return of Jews to Israel. And it's controversial because there were people living there, obviously, called Palestinians. It was called Palestine. And eventually so many Jews moved there, and they declared that this is Israel now, basically. And the United States recognized the existence of Israel as like a legitimate country. We give them significant amounts of like they're basically like the 51st state. We give them so much aid for military because without us, they would be essentially wiped off the face of the earth. And we support them because they're the only democracy in a region filled with, crazy, theocratic, radical Muslim dictators, essentially. And without us, they help stabilize the region. But it's also a big reason why those people over there hate us, is our support for Israel. And clearly this guy is of that belief. But to call like a parasitic state, like they're a fucking country, they're a democracy. And then you have this guy calling them a parasitic state. So he goes on.
As a former political prisoner, member of Jericho Boston, the Anti-Colonial Network, and the Black Liberation Movement, no TM. So we support the work and the mission of Sisters Unchained, Families for Justice.
Before I go, I see some people in the comments, and I probably shouldn't read the comments, but I will. People are saying, damn TB, do a little more research on the histories. So what am I missing here? Inform me. If you want to call up Uncle Gus and inform me, this is a call-in show. So if you want to call in, anybody wants to call in, there's the link. You don't have to show your face, but if you want to call up and tell me what I didn't get right there, because I think I got the gist of it. You understand that? Like there was back in the day, it was the Jewish homeland. Then all of a sudden, they lost it, essentially. They lost it. The Muslims took over. Next thing you know, there's this movement of Jews to go back to Israel after the Holocaust because they had no home, essentially, and they recolonized it, and that became known as Zionism. So please tell me what part of that did I get wrong? I mean, I'd like to be informed. Okay, yes, thank you. So you don't really disagree. So for the most part, I got it right, but there's a lot more to it. But this is a YouTube talk show, so I'm not going to bore people with that. So that's it. So sorry to interrupt. Let's go back to the video.
Healing and BDS Boston. So shout out to them. So, in the spirit of Nelson Mandela, we support the Day of Rage of Palestine. We support the day. Oh, sorry. My apologies. We support the day, month, year, life, time, and rage against the continual theft and annexation of Palestinian land in the Jordan Valley. It's outrageous that it's still actually happening to this day. Outrageous that we, the people, are allowing this pig, number 45, to stay in the house. Settler states, just like the one that we're in right now, we recognize that there was an invasion and colonization of native people here on Turtle Island. And we recognize that Palestine was also invaded by a Zionist colonial entity. And let us be clear that Zionism is racism.
Oh.
Right? So, in Boston and other cities all across the country, Zionists are paying trips for people to go to Israel, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Training the police and prison guards, and this is an aside, but the 10% of the police who murdered George Floyd, the Minneapolis Police Department, they actually trained in Israel and brought those, I wouldn't even say they brought those racist colonial tactics back because it's such a feedback loop, right? But we know that those tactics that they use on our Palestinian brothers and sisters and siblings are the same ones that they use on our Black and indigenous brothers and sisters here. So let's make that clear, right? There is a clear connection.
Yeah, so basically everything is the Jews' fault, and Israel should be wiped off the face of the earth. It shouldn't exist. This guy in America was never great. Fuck your police state. This guy is, in fact, a teacher in the Boston public schools. I'll show you him right here. Here's another link to what this guy is all about. This is a website called Weebly.com. And by the way, I've shared this link on the Clarence Woods Emerson page. Follow me on the Clarence Woods Emerson page, as well as the Uncle Turtleboy page. And follow me on Twitter. Can we get some Twitter followers? Like, Twitter grows so fucking slowly. If you're on Twitter, fucking follow me on there. It's impossible to get new followers. I had 1 billion followers on Twitter before. I'm back. I've been back for over a month. Go follow me on there. I'm at TB_Aidan, AIDAN, at TB_Aidan. You can also find me on Parler. I'm at Turtleboy. I got almost as many followers now on Parler as I do on Twitter. So get at me on those. Anyway, so this is the 9th annual Boston Area Education for Social Justice Conference. So this is actually a legitimate conference which speakers are brought to. And this is prior to the summer that we just have. Keep in mind, so it's probably a billion times worse now. But as you can see right on here, Nino Brown, teacher organizer. Nino Brown is a BPS educator, a Boston Teachers Union representative. He's in the union rep, and an active participant of the Dorchester Not for Sale campaign, working alongside other Dorchester residents and community organizations to make sure that hashtag Plan Glovers does not displace any current residents, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this guy is a complete radical. He's teaching kids in Boston public schools, but he's not even doing that because, they're not even speaking. Here's another story I found about him on medium.com. Check this out. This gentleman is he gave another speech there. Apparently the speech that you just listened to, that was like a small clip of it. And basically he goes on to support a convicted terrorist several times in this, like a guy named was it Charles King from the Jericho movement. I'm going to put this all on the blog basically, but the guy is just a complete scumbag. Somehow he's teaching kids in the public schools. That's okay. And of course, he would not be a complete ratchet if he didn't have one of these. Let's check this out. A GoFundMe. Of course, he has a GoFundMe, Mr. Brown's first year teaching fund. So what do you need $3,000 for? Let's see. Okay. Peace Family 2017 will be my first year lead teaching in the city of Boston with Boston Public Schools. After a few years of student teaching in elementary school and debate coaching junior high school students, I'm taking my work to the next level. I'll have my own 5th grade classroom. I consider myself an activist, an organizer, and a revolutionary. In my free time, you can usually find me organizing against police brutality, the prison industrial complex, colonialism, fascism, and war. I consider myself to be walking in the footsteps of Marcus Garvey. So Marcus Garvey was a 1920s African-American leader who started a movement called the Back to Africa movement, in which Black people literally got on ships and moved back to Africa because America was not a place that they could see themselves living in. And they actually worked hand in hand with the Ku Klux Klan because they're like, basically the Klan was like, we don't want you here. And they were like, I don't want to be here. So they're like, let's move together and get you the fuck out of here. That was Marcus Garvey. Ida B. Wells, she was a journalist that covered lynching. W.E.B. Du Bois, founder of the NAACP. Assata Shakur, a literal cop killer who escaped prison and is now hiding. Joanne Chesamark, I think is her real name. She's hiding away in Cuba. She's an international fugitive. Huey Newton, one of the leaders of the Black Panthers. So this is what this guy's all about. My philosophy for education is rooted in yearning for liberation, real liberation, through raising critical consciousness about how power functions in our current unjust social system. Whatever this fucking word diarrhea salad is. In my past classes, I've taught students about the racist chain gangs following slavery, how science is not so objective as it has been used to oppress people of color and colonize people, and use the power of debate to challenge young people to think critically about U.S. Basically, he's brainwashing Boston Public Schools students. And for the most part, since it's Boston, the parents aren't going to put up a big fight about this because most of the parents probably agree with this sort of nonsense. So what's the money for? I'm currently unemployed until school starts, and I'm not materially equipped to gather all the materials. I need to both set up and begin teaching. I will be teaching at the Oliver Wendell Holmes School, and I live in the community. I can walk about 10 minutes maximum to work, blah, 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 blah. I can get students are the future. To that end, I'm making this plea for donations to my classroom so I can purchase things like films, fidgets for students struggling with focusing, posters of leaders from oppressed communities. I mean, who do you think that's going to be? Buttons of past revolutionaries, back of the seat pouches for student storage, a projector, and portable screen, a classroom printer, paper towels. Keep in mind, most of this stuff is already covered by the schools, and it's all a tax write-off anyway. If you should just pay for it, right? And I want to build a learning library for books about African American, Indigenous, Latinx, women and gender non-conforming people, and international issues. So, this guy is teaching your kids, okay? Like, unbelievable. So, that is him. Do I got any more on him? Let's see how much this guy gets paid. Let me X out of this one, and I'll bring up his salary here. Clayton Brown, okay. Keep in mind, I mean, what do you need? Like, I understand teachers need supplies and shit, but you pay out of your own pocket. Don't tell me you have no money. You can come up with something. You don't need $3,000 worth of shit for your classroom. Calm down. Teachers love to complain about how they're always paying out of their own pocket. All right, so Clayton Brown made last year a salary of about $78,000, all things combined, and he's in his third year of teaching. And so that is who is teaching your students, Clayton Brown. So we will have a blog coming shortly on him. Do I have anything else on him? Not really so much, but now could you just imagine anybody else? Like, imagine for a second, like a conservative with those sort of opinions, right? Or pro-police stuff, like we saw in Peabody this week. And I'm going to be talking about this more on the live show. But in Peabody this week, a teacher there, literally, I'll bring up the blog. Let me bring it up. If you haven't seen this already. A teacher in Peabody has a wall outside of his classroom in which he documents and keeps an ongoing list of all police officers who have been killed in the line of duty. And he's been putting together this wall for several years now. Let me see where to go. Okay, here it is. So here's the wall in which he documents like 2020 people, cops killed in the line of duty, etc. And then all of a sudden, the union head of all people and the principal decide that, you can't have this wall anymore because it's racist. It's racist to support murdered police officers. This wall has been up for 5 years, and supporting murdered police officers is apparently racist. And who says it is? This gutless principal, Mr. Clean here, with the freaking ridiculous beard, thinks he's a hardo or something, decides that it's racist too. Peabody High School, it's like we can't have, this is disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. Meanwhile, in Boston, you have a teacher teaching kids about Assata Shakur and how great Castro is and Che and Israel's a parasitic state. That's okay. But supporting murdered police officers, people who were killed in the line of duty, who sacrificed their lives to protect us all, can't have that. What makes that worse is that this is hanging in the main hallway, the main entrance at Peabody High School. The gay pride flag at this point is a political flag. I think that's very clear, but I don't even care about that. I care more about this one, the Black Lives Matter one, because gay pride. The gay pride flag is not trying to abolish the police and abolish prisons, which the Black Lives Matter flag is. When you see that flag, understand that this is what it stands for. It doesn't stand for Black Lives Matter. It's never stood for Black Lives Matter. If it stood for Black Lives Matter, they'd actually do things that promote Black lives. But they don't. They don't care about that. The only thing they don't like is the police. And that's why you have people like Nino Brown saying stuff like that. So Peabody High School is allowing this Black Lives Matter thing to just exist right in their hallway. Why? Where's the union? See, this is what's so fucked up about teachers' unions, is that if unions are supposed to fight for the teachers, that was my understanding of it, right? But they don't, because this guy is a teacher and they're actively working against him. That's because this douchebag here, her name is Mary Henry. She is the head of the Peabody Teachers Union. And this is her sister by the name of Eileen Duff, who sits on the governor's council. The governor's council is the most powerful organization basically in Massachusetts, and nobody knows about it. There's 8 people on it. We elect them from our various regions. All 8 of them currently now are Democrats, like radical Democrats, some of them. We just elected a radical one out of Worcester County named Paul DiPaolo. And they get to decide who judges are. They get to confirm the nominations of Charlie Baker and they get to decide who stays on and who doesn't stay on. They can lead the charge to have judges removed, and they don't. And we've seen over the years, I documented in here several cops who were killed, or people who were killed because judges release dangerous criminals. Like, let's not forget, the guy, Emmanuel Lopez, should not have been free. He was on probation. He violated his probation less than 3 months before he killed Michael Chestnut in Weymouth. But Judge Jean Marie Carroll let him go free despite this. She could have kept him in jail. He was dangerous. She said, fuck it, let him go. Lots of judges are like this in Massachusetts. And people like her promote it. These people hate law and order. They hate the police. I'm almost just bored talking about it because it's like you're beating a dead horse here. There's literally nothing that we can do. We are so outnumbered in this state. Donald Trump got 31% of the vote here. 31%. Remember back a few months ago when people were telling me, oh, Kevin O'Connor, he can win. Oh, yeah. Oh, he can definitely beat Ed Markey. Nobody likes Ed Markey. Everybody I talk to hates Ed Markey. Fucking conservative people sometimes, I swear to God, they need to open their eyes and understand that the world that they're living in. There was an actual movement this summer. Like, people were telling me, like, we should work to get Donald Trump Massachusetts. I think we can win it. If you're a conservative and you say that to me, like, I'm just going to tune out anything you ever say about anything. You're not a serious person. I have no desire to talk to you. I'm interested in getting real things done, things that we can get done. I'm not interested in trying to win Massachusetts for Donald Trump. That's a stupid fucking goal that can never happen. And I want no part in it. I will not waste a second of my time towards achieving an objective that cannot possibly be achieved. Period. So, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm, fighting an uphill battle here. Did we just lose the fucking stream? Hold on. I can't even get on. Let me see if I can get on. Hold on. It froze, huh? Hold on. You guys can hear me. You just can't. Let me X out of this. Be right back. I'm gonna reload it 1 second. Am I back? All right. All right. Anyway, so that's that. The other thing I want to talk about real quick is, have we given up the Donald Trump thing yet? Like, I had some commenters on there, but like, oh, Turtle Boy, you're not standing by the cause. Like, remember when all you conservative bros were telling me, like, oh, you're giving in already? Bitch, I'm a realist, motherfucker. And I was right again, wasn't I? I was fucking right. Huh? It's fucking over. Accept that shit. Accept it. This is embarrassing at this point. What Rudy Giuliani did today, even Tucker Carlson called him out tonight on his show. It's fucking embarrassing. We look ridiculous. We look fucking ridiculous. Donald Trump lost the election. It's not getting overturned. We can argue all day about whether or not mail-in ballots are fair or not, but shit's not getting overturned. People that think this is getting overturned are fucking delusional. It's not getting overturned. Donald Trump will be a one-term president. So will Joe Biden. He will not be a two-term president. He's not going to serve till he's 86. But it is what it is. So you just got to accept it. I mean, what Rudy Giuliani did today, people were texting me like, oh, Rudy's doing a thing. He's got all these affidavits about voter fraud. Cool. Awesome. Well, we lost Pennsylvania by 75,000 votes. So does he have 75,000 of those? Does he have 75,000? No, okay. So Sydney Watson or whatever her name is, she's saying that the votes got switched in the machine because of the software. Where's the evidence? Where's the proof of this? That's a cool theory. Do you have any proof of it? No. You'll see that at a separate time. Just wait. Bombshell coming. This is all just one big scam to get you to donate to Donald Trump. It's all one big scam to enrich the campaign on the way out. It's a scam. Don't waste your time on it. If you're one of these people that's still insisting that it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. Just fucking stop. It's over. We lost. You can't win every fucking time. It is what it is. It's going to suck. And the worst part about this is that the party of war has won. The coolest thing Donald Trump ever did for the Republican Party is make war no longer cool. Like as a young conservative during the Bush years, I had to defend war, like in Iraq and shit. And I'm like, well, we need to fight wars because we need to stabilize the Middle East. That's our fucking job somehow. Like, that's what we need to do is we have to stabilize the Middle East and we need to build democracy. And we can do it. We took out Saddam Hussein. He was bad. He killed lots of people. He's bad. Afghanistan, that's where Al-Qaeda was. That's where bin Laden is. Bad. We got to stabilize. If we can just stabilize these regions and bring democracy and build schools, and then girls will go to school and they'll fucking love us for it, right? Everything will be great. But 20 years later, here we are. Some areas of the world just can't be fucking won over because the people are crazy, period. Afghanistan is one of those places, clearly. And so Donald Trump did a great job of withdrawing troops from these countries. Like he didn't escalate war anywhere. And that's why they fucking hate him. That's why Mad Dog Mattis resigned, because that guy's a fucking war hawk. That's why the Never Trumpers hate him, because the Never Trumpers were the architects of the Iraq war. They're evil. Anybody who's pushing the whole weapons of mass destruction shit, like those people should never be heard from again. But yet here they are leading the Lincoln Project. And they hate Donald Trump because he didn't give them the wars that they wanted. And don't think liberals are any fucking different. Don't think for 1 second. Because they're all mad about that too. Remember when we pulled out of Syria a year ago? Oh, but the Kurds. All Kurds in way. Oh no. The Kurds. Everyone's like, oh my God, the Kurds, my Kurds, my Kurds. Bet you don't even know what a Kurd is. You don't even know where Kurdistan is. You don't understand the concept of what the fuck a Kurd is. You don't give a fuck about the Kurds. You never heard of them till 10 minutes ago. You just hate everything Donald Trump opposes. Everything Donald Trump wants, you fucking hate it. Like, it was a beautiful thing. And now they're all excited again. Joe Biden, his transition team, the people he's bringing on, it's the swamp all over again. Like, this is the one thing the AOC wing and the Bernie wing of the party is going to have in common with people like me is we're going to be like, look at another guy from Goldman Sachs is serving in the administration. I see that. Oh, another war hawk. Looks like we're going to war again. We're going to bomb some more fucking countries and build democracy in places and shit like that. Oh, but then girls can go to school now in Kabul. So things are looking fucking good for us. Anyway, that's my rant on that. All right. Any questions, you guys? Let me, refresh the donos here. See if we got anything. Okay, we got one dono here from Deshaun Quentin says, I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Rashad, who's doing 10 years in cell block A in Sousa Baranowski. So shout out to Rashad. Dog, if you're listening, if you got your ham radio in there in cell block, what cell block is it? Cell block A. So we Rashad and said cell block A. Hook it up, dog. Hook it up, dog. Okay. So there it is right there. If you want to do that, if you want to call in, whatever. All right. Any questions or anything you guys have, open forum. If anybody wants to call in, they can do so as well. Did you watch Trial for Rachel Rollins? I don't know what that means. Other questions? Oh, fucking. David says the Kurds are indigenous people of northern Iraq, eastern Turkey. Are they not? I think it's like the area of Syria, Iraq, and Turkey, somewhere around there where they meet. I don't know. They wanted to be a country after World War I. Woodrow Wilson wouldn't let them do it. There's a lot of areas like that where there's like ethnic groups within countries that want their own thing. Like after the First World War, oh God, this fucking eye thing. There's Czechs and there's Slovaks, right? And they're like, well, you know what? Potato. We'll just call you Czechoslovakia and throw you in a big fucking country. Or don't even start with the quagmire of Southeastern Europe. The Slavs. You got Croats, Bosnians, Serbians, Muslim Croats, Muslim Serbs, Christian Croats, Christian Serbs, Slovenes. You got there's like fucking all these different nationalities, but they're all Slavic and all their last names end in IC, all of them. And so after the war, that was all Austria-Hungary. That was just one big fucking empire. And that's a big reason why the empire broke up, is people wanted their autonomy. But then they're like, well, how many pieces are we going to divide this up into? We can't have like a billion fucking countries. That's very confusing. So they're just like, you know what? We'll just take one big fucking country. We'll just call it Yugoslavia. Fuck it. Southern Slavs. Fucking all throw in there. Next thing you know, during my youth, civil war breaks out in Yugoslavia. NATO bombs the fuck out of them. And we get a bunch of new countries out of it. Kosovo becomes a goddamn country. There's all these countries down there you never heard of before. But anyway, that's my history of that. Any other questions? Don't forget my Albanians. Albania was already a country. That's like the one country in Southeastern Europe that was already there. I was one of my good friends is Albanian, like from Albania, immigrated here when he was 16 and came to my high school. And he does not like Serbs. I don't know how you feel about they don't like. I told him one time I was, in my youth days, I'm like, I met this Serbian chick at the bar. She looked good. He's like, he got so mad about it. He got so mad about it. He basically said, I'm like, yeah, she was telling me about, like, because Serbia doesn't touch the ocean. So I'm like, but she was telling me they got beautiful mountains there. He's like, yeah, tell her enjoy your fucking mountains, bitch, basically. So they don't like Serbs there. Croatia is very nice. That's what they say. It's got a huge coastline. It's like a nice vacation country, if you will. Montenegro, Black Mountain. That's what that means. Another Yugoslav former republic that I have no desire to go to whatsoever. Why was Taft such a poor president? That's interesting. Yes, that's so. Taft wasn't that poor of a president. He was a fat president. He weighed over 300 pounds and got stuck in the White House bathtub. But President Taft, basically, Teddy Roosevelt didn't like him. He sabotaged his presidency because Taft broke up too many trusts. Like Roosevelt's big thing was that trusts should be regulated. You guys want to see a political cartoon? You want to do a little history? Hold on. Let me find this political cartoon. Teddy Roosevelt trusts cartoon. All right. I can find it here. Here it is. Okay. Does that come up? Let me make it bigger. That's what she said. So basically, Teddy Roosevelt, when he assumed office, he was the first president that really wanted to regulate the power of big businesses. He's a great American president because he realized that like monopolies are not good for the country. They're not good for the country. The fact that Standard Oil controls like 90% of the oil in our country. If they can do that, they can set whatever prices they want. They'll drive others out of competition. They'll just keep buying people up. That's not good for the country. However, they make a good product, right? Like it's okay to have Walmarts because Walmart provides for us a product at a good price. Facebook provides a utility for us. YouTube, Google, these companies provide something that is good, right? We all like using them. So he doesn't believe that these companies should be dismantled and no longer set to exist unless they abuse their power, in which case he called those bad trusts. And he thought that good trusts could simply be regulated. For instance, one of the laws that Teddy Roosevelt signed was the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act, right? The way your food was processed in this country prior to Teddy Roosevelt was fucking vile, disgusting. There was no oversight of it. There was a book written by the socialist named Upton Sinclair that showed the disgusting conditions in Chicago meatpacking plants. It was nasty. So Teddy Roosevelt decides he's going to sign the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act, which basically regulates drug companies. It regulates meatpacking companies. It sets standards. Why? To protect consumers, right? So that's what he would call a good trust. The meatpacking trusts are good trusts because they make food for us. We need them. they don't need to be dismantled. Whereas bad trusts, like this company called Northern Securities, which he broke up, bad trusts are trusts that seek to just completely destroy competition and jack up prices, essentially. Those trusts needed to be destroyed. So this political cartoon here kind of sums it up what Teddy Roosevelt was all about. 1908 comes around, Teddy Roosevelt decides, I want to go explore the Amazon and meet some cool tribal people down there. I don't want to run for president again. So, but I endorsed this guy, William Howard Taft. And because everybody liked Teddy Roosevelt, everybody voted for William Howard Taft. He won easily in 1908. And then Teddy Roosevelt comes back from the Amazon and he sees that William Howard Taft has broken up a shitload of trusts that he would not have broken up, that he would have simply regulated. One of those was Standard Oil. Just Taft broke it up into a million pieces. And basically Teddy Roosevelt's like, look, I had a good thing going. You fucked it up. Okay. Now I need to come back and I'm going to start my own party called the Bull Moose Party. And boom, here it is. So it's not that Taft was a bad president. It's that Teddy Roosevelt didn't think he was a good president. So he basically sabotaged the party. And by running as a third party candidate, he ensured that Woodrow Wilson would easily win election in 1912 with like 42% of the vote. Like it was a very small amount. Good question, David. Anything else? Any other questions? If you asked the question, I missed it. Sorry. I'll try again. Let's see. She says they have a stone of shame in Montenegro. It's like a medieval version of being featured on Turtle Boy. I did not know that. I like that though. I gotta start bringing that here. We need a stone of shame. We need a stone of shame. We got to do that. Can we Google that right now? Stone of shame, Montenegro. Stone of shame, Montenegro. Oh, I like this stone of shame. So what happens? Do you stand next to it? Stone of shame. What do you do? What the fuck? Do you get like shamed on? Like you stand on the stone and they shame you? That's interesting. Do you have to sit on the point? That seems shameful. I'll send you a picture. Okay. All right. Any other questions? If you asked a question, I missed it. Feel free to ask again. Why was I timed out? I didn't ask you. I didn't time you out. I'm running the show here, pal. Other questions? If I missed you, go ahead. Check the donos. Good call. Good call, Kate. Let me see. Okay, a couple more donos. Thank you very much, guys. Kate Poole says, would you consider doing a YouTube video for each blog? I'm a new mom, and I don't always have time to read an article, but I can listen more easily. You could link through the website, so you still get ad revenue from the clicks and hopefully from YouTube too. Good idea. Also an update on the Turtle Club. Yeah, hopefully the Turtle Club is coming soon. I'm anxious for it. I'm ready to get this started, but hopefully soon. But that's not a bad idea. I like that. It's just time consuming, you know? Soapy says, a small contribution to show my appreciation for what you do. Well, thank you very much, Soapy. I graciously appreciate that. 7 Pounder says, just a little bit for your campaign for the school board. Yeah, if I run, we'll see what happens. I really want to. I'm really like fucking fired up. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Maybe. Again, if you guys would like to donate, boom. There it is right there. Other questions? Are parochial schools still in session near you? They are in the Greater Springfield. Yes, they are, because Corona doesn't spread there. Corona also doesn't spread at Learning Pods, the YMCA, protests, while you're out to dinner with Governor Newsom. There's a lot of places it doesn't spread, luckily. But public schools are one of them, unfortunately. Oh, man, Mrs. How do you know she did that? I didn't say that. I never said that. We'll see what happens. Oh, the FOIA coming. It's good. Thanks for the reminder. I will follow up with that this week. I have not heard back from them yet. Thank you. I've never gotten a Rona test. You should turn I Am Turtleboy into an audiobook. I could, but I don't know. I'd have to see the cost effectiveness of it all. Like, I wonder how long that would take and how many people would buy it, you know? How many you got coming for? So we're going to my sister-in-law's on Turkey Day because they usually come here, and my brother-in-law deep fries a turkey here. But he's like, why am I bringing all this stuff to your house when we could just do it here? So we're going to do that. And again, I will be taking 0 precautions, and so should you, because it doesn't matter if you get coronavirus. We all need to get it in order to be immune from it. You have to get fucking coronavirus. Like, look at it like chickenpox. You got to fucking get it, guys. Who should we write to get rid of Monica Cannon Grant? We got to start going after her donors, and I'm going to get to that soon. I'm waiting for fucking COVID to end because I want to start doing some confrontations in person, particularly at the Winchester School Committee, to go after Zane and Merchant. The deep fry turkey takes about, I don't know, 5 hours. Maybe, I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty fucking cool to deep fry a turkey. Thoughts on the Rhode Island shutdown for 3 weeks? You know my thoughts on that. Bullshit. You have a tyrant governor in Rhode Island, and another. She's like a Gavin Newsom. She's like an East Coast Gavin Newsom. She's been caught multiple times without wearing a mask. You know why? Because nobody believes in masks. That's the hidden secret. Is nobody actually believes that you are preventing the spread of coronavirus with a mask. Now, I will say one good thing about masks that I'm starting to notice is they keep you warm. I did not realize that. Like when I'm actually comfortable when it gets really cold and I stepped out of the car today and I put the mask on. I'm like, oh, this is actually nice. This is very warm. I'm like breathing and it's actually comfortable. Like, that's the first good thing I've noticed about masks. I'm trying to be positive here. Do you think masks will shut down again? Where is it going to say that? Where'd that question go? Where did that question go? I thought I saw it on there. Anyway, do I think masks will shut down again? Define shutdown. What will they close restaurants and schools? Charlie Baker's been real big into pushing for schools to reopen. I mean, schools aren't really open that many places anyway. So that's one good thing that he's useful for. My big thing is don't close down the gyms. The gyms are like, I gained fucking easy 15 pounds during first coronavirus. I can't fucking do it again. I'm not doing it again. I need the fucking gym. I need to exercise. I need to sweat every day. I need it. So I'll freak out if that fucking happens. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Well, they shut down, but like if they do, then and we accept it, then there's no hope for society. Like what kind of society is this where people just fucking accept that? I'm really starting to understand now, and I don't like Hitler comparisons, but I get it now. Growing up, you read about Hitler and you're like, man, how the fuck could all these people just go along with this fucking insanity? And the answer is simple. You just scare them. That's all you got to do. If you scare a large group of people and you use the government and the media to do it, which is exactly what Hitler did, then you win. That's all you got to do. I mean, did you see that blog I did yesterday about my own town of Holden, right? A woman on there gave this whole fucking rant about how I'm staying, this wouldn't be happening. We'd all be back in school if we had just worn our masks. Well, we have been wearing our masks, and masks clearly don't work because here we are again. And she's like, I always wear my mask 100% of the time. Outside, too. Click on her page. First picture, Halloween. No masks. Her and her husband walking around. No masks. They're all fucking frauds. And it's just their way of shaming you, of blaming you. I didn't do this. You did this. And that's what they did in Hitler's Germany with Jews. Like, well, look at the Great Depression. There's 50% unemployment in Germany, right? We lost the war. We lost World War I. Why is that? Simple. The Jews. The Jews. The Jews. And that, so with us, it's, you didn't wear masks. You didn't wear masks. If you had just worn masks, none of this would be happening. It's the same fucking thing. People just go along with it because they're so fucking stupid. And everybody's on board. Fucking everybody. Thank you, Charlie Baker. Thank you for making me feel safe. Thank you, Hitler. Thank you for making me feel safe. Hitler rebuilt the fucking German economy. He built the goddamn Autobahn. He revolutionized that fucking country, which is easy to do when you just take over everything and you kill all the Jews and you have slave labor. It's easy to revive your fucking economy. So yeah, we're basically, I totally understand how Hitler came to power. People are just want to feel safe. That's all they just want to feel safe. And so that they're told by a lying media that we're all going to fucking die. Then they feel safe when the governor tells them, oh, the masks. Masks save lives, guys. They save lives. Michael Vick is on the halftime show on Fox. How does that guy get a job on TV? You know what? I think Michael Vick served his time. Yeah, I mean, he went to jail. He was during the prime of his career, like, and he's taken great steps ever since then to, you know, fix his wrongs, if you will. Like, he's donated significant amount of time and money into, I think rescues and stuff like that. Like, he's a sinner. What he did was awful, and he paid it. He paid the price for it. He went to jail for it, and I think we should forgive and move on. Personally, with Michael Vick, I'm not an anti-Michael Vick guy. I never will be. They should put Adrian Peterson next to him. I mean, Adrian Peterson is different because he beat his son, and I didn't like when Adrian Peterson did that. He's Southern, and that's what they do in the South. But my problem with Adrian Peterson was that the child that he switched, he gave him the switch because he's like a 3-year-old, and he has no relationship with these kids. He's got like a bunch of kids out of wedlock. No, and when he sees them, you switch them. Like, dude, you hardly ever see them, and like all of a sudden you're Mr. Disciplinarian. Stop it. I'm big into that. If you are a non-custodial parent, you have no right to fucking be like Mr. Authoritarian discipline person. That was the most part I was offended by with Adrian Peterson. He paid his dues. Yeah, I mean, he went to fucking jail, man. I don't know what else you can do besides go into fucking jail. Like, he was a court of law. Like, he was fucking charged. His celebrity status didn't save him. He went to fucking jail. I don't know what else he can do, you know? The one person that will never be back, and it's a goddamn shame, is OJ, because OJ is the funniest fucking person on social media. I could just read OJ tweets all day. Should we? Let's go on OJ's Twitter right now. Actually, let's go on OJ's Twitter, because I just read OJ Simpson's Twitter just for the replies, because this guy, I mean, God bless him. He's a horrible person, and he brutally murdered his wife. Is this the real OJ? Yes, there he is. Monday morning thoughts. Let's see what could it get any. Let's see what he's saying.
Yours truly, and I'm suffering today. Do you believe we're late in the fourth quarter in these afternoon games, and I don't have one touchdown? Not one. I'm watching my guy DK Metcalf beat guys deep. He doesn't have time to throw the ball. You know, I thought Russell Wilson was the MVP 2 weeks ago. Right now, I got to tell you, Kyler Murray looks like the MVP to me. This kid is terrific. And coach of the year at this point, this guy Flores down in Miami. Look at the job he's doing with that team.
So he's always complaining about his fantasy team. I just go right to the comments. Let's see. Could it get any worse? Let's see what the top replies are here. OJ, put a mask on. You might kill someone. Oh my God. Oh my God. As always, killer insights on the game, OJ. You just got to read it. You got to read the replies. Every time it's just like, amen, Juice. I absolutely cannot imagine a worse situation for you to be caught up in than your fantasy team not scoring a touchdown. Oh, God. Oh, God. Let's see what else we got here. He has the best fucking videos. Hold on. Congratulations. What does he say about Joe Biden? Yeah, let's see.
Pretty cold and windy on the golf course. Well,
How does O.J. Simpson make money?
I had an interesting thing happen to me this morning. Before I came into the golf course, I went over and had breakfast on the corner near my home. When I went in, I saw what appeared to be a homeless guy in the entryway next to the restaurant.
Oh, O.J., you're boring me.
I looked at him and
What does he say? Let's see. What I just want to read the replies. Anything good here? No, that's a boring one. Let me find another one from OJ. This is the Jeffrey Toobin one. Let's see. Damn, Jeffrey. Come on. Here he is. So this is about Jeffrey Toobin, the guy that got caught jerking off. Jeffrey Toobin wrote a book about OJ. So it's just like his ultimate revenge.
Damn, Jeffrey Toobin. At least Pee Wee Herman was in an X-rated movie theater. I'm just saying.
Oh, damn, Jeffrey Toobin. What are the replies on that? Let's read the replies. Get his ass, Juice. Jake Tapper replies, you murdered your wife, an innocent man, in cold blood. No one really needs to hear anything you have to say ever. Oh, man, but it's funny. It's funny. Damn, Jeffrey. All right, any more last-minute questions, guys, before we call it a night? Let me refresh the donos here, see if I missed anyone. Doesn't look like I did. But, all right, any last-minute questions, guys, before we call it a night? What did Seven say that people like so much? Toobin is now a verb. It should be, yeah. Jake Tapper isn't angry. He's an angry elf. All right, guys, I think that's about it then. We will see you guys all this weekend for the live show. Peace, Turtle Riders.